Hey guys, it's Carol, and today I am here to do this or that tag. These are my notes. I was tagged by Jen Gambale. I am so sorry that I've been saying your last name wrong, Jen. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, deeply sorry. But I will put her link down below. And let's get to the tag. This or that, book tag. Here we go. First question, audiobook or book in hand? Well, I would have to go with book in hand. Audiobook is so hard to listen and absorb, whereas when you're reading it, you can just absorb the words, and if you didn't absorb it, you can go back and read it again and absorb it that time. But if you're listening to it, you gotta rewind it. And you might rewind too far, and then you don't know where you are, and it's all confusing. So, book in hand. Question number 2, hardback or paperback? Well, obviously everybody loves paperback because it's cheaper and they're cool to feel, but hardback is more sturdy, and I personally like hardback books because I honestly think that they look prettier and there's more potential to have more of the book. And if you don't know what that means, let me demonstrate. Here you have City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Now, it just looks all beautiful and stuff right now, but what if this is a banned book and you don't want anybody to know that you're reading it, but you still want to read it? Whoop! Now, you just cover up the spine and read it, and nobody knows you're reading a banned book. Also, sometimes books have really pretty things here. So, you have the pretty dust jacket, and you also have the pretty book. So that's why I like hardcovers better, and because they're more durable, and I think I said that already. Question number 3, fiction or nonfiction? I am gonna have to go with fiction. Earlier in my life, I would have said I would never read a nonfiction book, but I actually read a nonfiction book and it was super good and inspiring, but I still love fiction more. So sorry, nonfiction. You're great and everything, but I like fiction better. Fantasy world or real life issues? I'm gonna have to go with real life issues. In fantasy books, the issues are always pretty cool, you know, like, oh, we have to fight the demon before it gets to our pet dragon and gives it demon pox. Like, you know, that's really scary and everything, but it's a lot more enthralling when books have real life issues, like between friends, between boyfriend and girlfriend, anything that you can relate to. It's a lot more relatable, and I guess I just like that better. You might like the dragon demon pox thing, but I'm more into the real life issues. And that doesn't mean that I like contemporary better than fantasy. It just means I like the real life issues in fantasy books better than the fantasy issues in fantasy books. Harry Potter or Twilight? Well, you guys are all about to be like really mad at me. This is sacrilegious and I'm completely aware, and this needs to be fixed right away, but I haven't read Harry Potter. Sorry. I haven't, and I want to. I've read the first 2 books. I've seen all the movies, but I haven't read it. And I have read Twilight, and I enjoyed Twilight. But I've seen all of the movies in Harry Potter. I've seen all of the movies in Twilight, so we're gonna base it on the movies right now. I like Harry Potter better. Based on the books, I've only read all of the Twilight series, so I would have to say Twilight. But I'm sure when I read the Harry Potter books, I will probably like those better. just because I really liked the first 2 books. I really enjoyed them. Question number 6. Kindle, iPad, or other. I actually have a Nook, and I really do enjoy reading on that. So I'm gonna have to go with other, aka Nook. Number 7, borrow or buy. Buy. When you borrow something from your friend or from the library, you just read it and then you give it back. And there's no proof that you've read it. But when you have something, you can hold it and love it and care for it and caress it and touch it and stuff. And so that's why I love buying books. And even though it costs money, I would rather have the book on my bookshelf, and so I can have it in my hand, so I can reread parts of it that I love, than borrowing it from the library. Number 8, bookstore or online? This is a really tough question because I love to buy books online from Amazon and Book Outlet and other online stores that are really cheap. But I also love going into a bookstore and smelling the books and looking around and seeing books that I've never seen before and finding them and thinking, wow, this is amazing, I'm gonna buy it. So I'm gonna have to go with bookstore just because I love finding new books, like in real life. Because, you know, I find new books from BookTube, I find new books from Goodreads, but I never really have the chance to find new books on my own. So I really like that, and I really love the smell of bookstores. Number 9, standalone or series? It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Usually I'm in the mood for a series because it's the same characters. That first book really is all about getting to know the characters, and then after that you are kind of already in that world and you know the characters and you know what they've been through and everything like that. So it's really cool to see them grow and change throughout series, whereas in a standalone you do get to see them grow and change, but a lot of that is you're also learning about them. So you don't see them grow and change as much because you're still learning about them. I hope that makes sense. But that is my reason that I like series better. Yeah. Number 10, monster read or short and sweet. I really love reading long books because, yeah, if you have a 100-page book, you're like, oh, I read that book in 2 hours. And that's cool and everything, but if you have a big book, you get more into the story and you get to read it for longer. I mean, if the big book is bad, then obviously you don't want to read it for longer, but usually you read books that you like. So you get to read a book that you like for longer. So that's always good. That's always a good thing. Number 11. Starry-eyed romance or full-on action. I don't... See, if a book has only action, there's literally no romance, then it's kind of just like, eh. And if a book has only romance and there is no other plot but romance, it's like, pfft. So I'm gonna have to go with full-on action. Oh, Ender's Game. Ender's Game has like 0 romance and it's still a great book. So yes, definitely full-on action, but I like a mix of the two. Number 12. Curl up in your Snuggie or bathe in the sun. See, I live on the beach and I really love going out to the beach and reading because there are all those people that are just like laying out bored, and I'm laying out with a book. So I understand if you don't live on the beach that you would rather be inside and curling up on the couch, because going outside when you're not on the beach is kind of just like, why? but I love going on the beach and reading a book. So I would say bathe in the sun. Question number 13. Hot chocolate or a latte? I don't understand why this question is on here because this is about books and I don't know, but I would have to go with latte because I'm a really big coffee person. I do love hot chocolate, but I only drink hot chocolate in the winter and I drink coffee every single day. So, latte. And question number 14, read the review or decide for yourself. I'm gonna have to say decide for myself. I will read the reviews before I read the book, but that's not gonna dissuade me from reading a book that I want to read. I mean, look, if I read the reviews for book X and I wanted to read it and I read the reviews and it said, oh, this book sucks, I'm not just gonna be like, you know what, you're right, because I haven't read it. So I'm gonna decide for myself if I like it or not. Alright guys, so that's all the questions. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Jen for tagging me. And now it's my turn to tag people. I am going to tag Lauren from Wallflower Reader, Kimberly from the Adventuring Bookworm, and Jay from the Awkward Bookworm. So you guys do this. Let me know what you'll think. I tag everyone else. If you want to do this, just go ahead. Just be like, yeah, Carol tagged me. And doesn't even matter. Okay? So do this video, everyone, especially Kimberly, Jay, and Lauren. But everyone else is completely welcome to. I just tagged you. Okay? So thank you guys for watching. I will see you back here soon, and bye-bye.